Hello my crafty friends, it's P. First off, I want to thank everyone that has sent me messages about the loss of my mother. For those of you that don't know, my mother broke her hip on the 9th of January and passed away on the 11th of January. This was the second time that she had fallen in recent months, and she had been septic earlier in the year and made it through that, but this was too much. I'm still just kind of, going through the motions. But anyway, that's not why I'm here today. I am here to share a project for Saturday Morning Makes. For those of you that don't know, which I can't imagine you wouldn't, that this collaboration, it's an open collaboration, and it was started by my good friend Jill Norwood. So let's get on with the products that I used. So this one is and I apologize for the glare, there's nothing I can do when they're in the packaging. This is a IOD dyed Impression Obsession, and it was designed by Anna White, and I used this piece right here. I also used this one right here, this die. This is Mama Elephant Peekaboo Pika Frames. It's like I can't talk. Try that again. Pika Frames is the name of this one. I also use the Penny Black Zigzag Stackers, which is a die that I have started using recently and love it. I also used Cat Scrappiness X Stitched Frames, as well as Mama Elephant Basic Creative Cuts. I use this one here, as you can tell, simply by, the way it's positioned. It's not straight. I'll have to fix that because it'll drive me nuts. I also went through my stash of buttons, and I pulled out these abalone buttons that have been in my stash for eons. Eons and eons. And I actually have two shapes of these left. I used to have rounds as well, but I don't anymore. Abalone is something that I have always loved ever since I was a kid. To me, it's nature's jewel, the sea's jewels. But I love these little star-shaped ones too. So that's what oh, and one more thing. And Jill, this is for you, in case you don't know. This is a very fine, I hope you guys can see that. Let me try to pull a piece out. This is a very fine, I'm going to need something in the background. One moment, please. Alright, this is a piece of packaging, but it works. This is a very fine, as you can see, this is super, super fine linen twine that I get off Etsy. And the name of the company is Ursula's Alcove, and they're out of PA. Every year I buy one of these spools of linen twine because I use it quite a bit for my dolls. And of course my paper crafting projects. So every year I order a new spool. This is my favorite, the linen twine, because it's super thin and it makes beautiful bows. And I'll show you guys a bow that I made to kind of put it into perspective. So here's a bow that I made. Put it up on that. This wasn't one that I used because I messed up on it, but it still makes a beautiful bow. So that is what I used. And if I remember, I'll put a link to this gal's Etsy store that has this linen. It's not cheap because, but you get a lot. This is a lot, and I've used probably, well, that much of it, that little bit. So yeah, it goes a really long way, is what I'm trying to say in a backwards way. They're all the same with the exception of the background papers, I should say. So this is my card. This is the card concept that I started with. This is a photograph of one of my patterns. For those of you that are new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I am a folk art doll pattern designer. I have my own company, Whimsical Endeavors. I have a shop on Etsy where I sell my patterns. Now currently, and just so you guys know, my shop is closed. I usually close it around Christmas time and open it, you know, around the 1st of January. But this year I was having some difficulty with treatments and pain, etc., because of my back. And then my mother passed away. So I decided to leave it closed. I will open it back up in February at some point. And I'll let you guys know if you're interested. Just leave a comment below. I don't promote my Etsy shop on my channel too often, because I don't want to be one of those super sellers on Etsy. Every time I do a video, I'm talking about my shop. It's just not my style. But anyway, long story short, not really short, but this is a photograph of a pattern, and the name of the pattern is called Gifts for Santa. It was inspired by my youngest son when he was little. The paper that I used, I didn't even show that. They're from random pads, but I did have a couple of sheets that were, if you give me a second, I'll tell you. Known for Christmas by Echo Park is these two prints here. This is the backside of the main paper. And so I just used the dies on my printed fabric, or printed photo, sorry, and then wrapped it with the twine. I'm struggling, you guys, I'm sorry. And put the little, you know, did some twine through the button. I used a needle actually because it makes it go so much faster. And then on the inside I just put another piece of paper to kind of anchor the twine and hide the tape that I used. And then it just says, "Thanks for lending a helping hand." And there's Anna's die right there. And then the back just has my signature. So I made that one, and this is the other print. If I remember correctly, this was from a single 12 by 12 sheet that I just had that had this beautiful print on it, and I decided to use it because I thought it went perfectly. There's not 2 layers on this one, but that's okay. And if I can get it open, I used grain on the inside of this one. These are from random pads. I went through all my Christmas pads to find paper that would work. I have antiqued everything with my most used walnut ink pad. In fact, I got to replace mine tomorrow. So these are my cards. And I do have a question for you guys. A couple questions, actually. Do you think it's too late to send these out? I mean, honestly. Tell me the truth. Tell me what you think. If you think it's too late to send these out due that they're kind of Christmas related, or if I should save these for next year. So let me know in the comments. And then I have one more favor to ask of my my peeps here on YouTube. That is, does anybody out there have a copy of this stamp that they could stamp it for me and send me a copy? This is a very beloved stamp that I have, wood block, and well, it's dead. That is the driest, the driest rubber stamp I've ever seen in my life. I think originally I had this, and my kids gave it to me, and God only knows where it went in all the moves over the years. So I replaced it with this one from eBay, but they didn't show the back side of the stamp. If they had, I would have noticed that it was drier than dud. But, you know, it is not going to stamp. I have tried everything I know, every trick in the book. I even watched YouTubes on it to see if there was something that I didn't know. There were a few tricks. But this is clearly very, very dead. And this is a stamp. It's an Inky Antics, and it's P42894-K, and it's a buttermilk basin stamp. It is the only buttermilk basin stamp I have in my collection. Yeah, and it's heartbreaking because not only is it, you know, designed and made for Buttermilk Basin, Stacey West, who is, you know, by far one of my favorite designers. I followed her for years, but it's also sweet. It says, to have a happy winter. Peek inside this little tin box here. It's filled with seeds for snowmen to bring you frosty cheer. No, you can't readily sow them, or really sow them, but plant one on your tongue, and if it makes you grow a smile, then its snowy job is done. And I just love this. It's so cute. It's to go for Tic Tacs as part of the packaging. And I did these for shows years and years ago. It was a blast. And they sold like hotcakes because everybody loved it. So if anybody has a copy of the stamp that they could just stamp for me in good old-fashioned black ink, I would so appreciate it. Okay, guys, so that's my share of my cards, as well as my plea for a stamping. And I hope you guys are having a great week. I know it's not technically Saturday, but, you know, Mondays work, right? As Jill says, anytime you want to share, you can share, and it's for Saturday Morning Makes. I had every intention of doing Saturday, but with all the, you know, the stuff that happened, my heart wasn't in it. And tomorrow, I imagine, is going to be a very rough day. I have some errands to run, and one of those errands is going to the facility where my mom lived and starting to pack up her belongings. She was a beautiful watercolored artist. I'm getting choked up now. I will show you guys some of the paintings that she did. My mother's specialty was winter scenes. But anyway, that's one of the things that I have to go get is my favorite painting that my mom ever did. She won honorable mention in 3 different shows with that painting. And it's a beautiful winter scene with a tire swing. And the reason that she did that painting and the reason that I love it is because that tire swing was at my grandma's house and her mother's. And even though they were not close, that tire swing was part of her entire childhood. So I'm going to be bringing that painting home. I don't know where it's going to go yet, but it will be hung on the wall. So, sorry guys, this is so blue, for lack of a better word, or kind of monotone. I'm just trying to go through the motions, but thank you once again to everyone who has either texted me or checked in with me to making sure that I'm okay. Many of you have, and I can't tell you what it means to our family. Even my children have read some of the comments and from my Facebook page, and we were very touched by it. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great week. And shit. And it's my Mother would say, make a happy memory. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.